Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. Today I'm going to recap the MLB playoff games from yesterday, look ahead to today's games both in the National League and Monday Night Football from last night. We'll recap. We have WNBA semifinals, Game 5 between the Lynx and the Sun, college football, soccer, a portfolio pick, news and notes, and best. We'll start with baseball. An interesting day in the American League for sure. Royals over the Yankees 4-2 as they even up this series at 1 apiece, and the Tigers over the Guardians 3-0 to even up that series at 1 apiece. So every division series is 1-1. That's incredible. That's good for the game. So you know we're going to have good series then, and all these teams are here to play. All right, 2 games tomorrow, 5 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, Phillies Mets from Citi Field. That's going to be an awesome game. We have Aaron Nola and Sean Manaea. That is going to be really, really fun. The Phillies are slate favorites -112. The Mets are -104. Over under 7. Overs -118. Unders -104. Phil's -1.5 plus 52. Mets +1.5 is -184. This has been a high-scoring series so far. I'm going to go with the over 7 at -118. And at 9 o'clock on Fox Sports 1, Dodgers-Padres. Walker Buehler and Michael King. Michael King's been outstanding. The Padres are -152. The Dodgers are +128. Over under 7.5. Overs -115. Unders -105. Dodgers +1.5 is -70. Padres -1.5 +140. I'm going to go with the under because of the hook. I mean, I do think Walker Buehler will pitch well. Michael King's just been on fire. So it's just an easy under, banking on like a 3-2 game either way. So at gunpoint, who wins the games? I'm going to say Phillies and Padres. I was right yesterday with the Tigers and the Royals. But at gunpoint, I'm going to say Phillies and Padres win. So both favorites will win today. All right, now move on to Monday Night Football. We will discuss the game from last night as the Chiefs finally win and cover a spread 26-13 over the Saints, as the Saints look fraudulent after their 2-0 start. Casey's 5-0. New Orleans is 2-3. Patrick Mahomes 28 of 39, 331 yards and a pick. Derek Carr 18 of 28, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. So KC covers 5.5 easily, and best bet cashes. All right, the WNBA playoffs. We have a Game 5, a big Game 5 to talk about. 8 o'clock on ESPN2, Sun Lynx. That is going to be a great game from Minnesota. 2 really good teams. The winner takes on the Liberty in the WNBA Finals. The Lynx are giving 4.5, totals 151.5. I'm going to go with the over. I think that total's low. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So I'm going to go with the over, and I'm going to say Minnesota wins it, and they'll play the New York Liberty. All right, now move on to college football. We have a college football game tonight. And that is Conference USA. So 7 o'clock, CBS Sports Network, FIU Liberty. My projection here is Liberty 15.5, total 55 at the 20th. And we have Liberty 17.5, total 54.5. I'm going to take FIU in the points, but I promise you this will not be best bet. The numbers are too close. I'm going to say FIU covers, but maybe Liberty wins by 15 or something like that. NHL season opener is tonight. I will drop the NHL predictions podcast at some point today. So stay tuned for that. So we have a handful of games tonight. I wonder if some of these teams are going to be affected because of the hurricane that's coming to Florida. Hurricane Milton is supposed to, really be a rough one. Category 5. So thoughts and prayers, everybody out there, by the way. So 3 games tonight. First up, 4:30 ESPN Blues Kraken. So the Kraken with the matinee game to start their season against the Blues. They're minus 137 favorites. The Blues are plus 114. Over under 5.5. Over is minus 124. Under is plus 102. Blues plus 1.5 is minus 225. Kraken minus 1.5 plus 188. I think the Kraken are going to surprise some people this season and look more like the team that they did 2 years ago rather than the team from last year. But I'm going to go with the under 5.5 at plus 102 for the game. 7 o'clock ESPN Bruins Panthers. So that's a rematch of the playoff series where the Bruins blew the 3-1 lead 2 years ago. And then I believe those two teams didn't play each other last year. It was Bruins Toronto and Florida Tampa. Oh, wait, they did play each other last year in the second round. That's right. Round 2, they played each other last year. So round 2 rematch from last year. And a rematch of that iconic 7-gamer. The Panthers are minus 152. The Bruins are plus 126. Over under 5.5. Minus 110 each way. Bruins plus 1.5 is minus 205. Panthers minus 1.5 plus 168. Over. And then 10 o'clock on ESPN, Blackhawks and Utah. Utah's favored minus 164. The Blackhawks were plus 136. Over under 6.5. Over is plus 106. Under is minus 130. Blackhawks plus 1.5 is minus 184. Utah minus 1.5 plus 152. I like this Utah team in terms of its potential. I don't know if they're going to be a playoff team, but I think that they could surprise some people early and kind of fall off. Like I've seen teams do that in the past. I mean, if things break right, they could be the Canucks of this year, I think. But I think it's more likely to be the Kraken than them. But for this one, we'll go over 3.5 Utah goals to add even money for that pick. Okay, now move on to soccer. We'll go over the results. Or I'm just kidding. We don't have results to go over. We have games to look at for today. We're not going to do picks because not every game is bettable. So UEFA Women's Group Stage starts today 12:45. Lyon Galatasaray, Roma, Wolfsburg, Celtic FC 20 at 3, and then Chelsea Real Madrid. So good, some good women's games. All right, EFL Trophy. You have Carlisle United and Wigan Athletic at 2. Cheltenham Town and Reading, Fleetwood Town Barrow, Leyton Orient and Colchester United, Milton Keynes and Arsenal under 21. Morecambe and Nottingham Forest under 21. Notts County, Northampton Town. Peterborough United and Stevenage. Rotherham United and Newcastle under 21. Swindon Town and Bristol Rivers. Tranmere Rovers and Accrington Stanley. 2:30 Grimsby Town, Lincoln City. Shrewsbury Town, Birmingham City. Wrexham and Wolverhampton Wanderers under 21. 2:45 Bolton Wanderers and Aston Villa under 21. Crawley Town and AFC Wimbledon. Crewe, Alexandra, and Harrogate Town, and then Huddersfield Town and Barnsley. And then we do have a USL game tonight. Actually, it's 7 o'clock between Loudoun United and Indy 11, which is kind of going under the radar a little bit with all the international stuff going on. Trying to get to the all leagues page for soccer. Maybe under live and upcoming. Let's see. Yes. Loudoun plus 105, Indy plus 210, draw plus 240. We'll go Loudoun at home at plus 105. All right, now I'm going to move on to the portfolio. I'll give out a future. And see how it does. I'm debating on what sport to jump in. I'm going to do NFL. I know the hockey season's coming up, so I should do hockey. So how about that? I'll do hockey. How about the Stanley Cup final rematch? Or matchup? I don't want to bet that one yet. Maybe I'll bet it. Let's see. I am I want to do hockey. I don't like a lot of these, to be honest. All right, I'll put it this way. I think this team can win the Stanley Cup. I don't know if I'm picking, or I know who I'm picking to win the Stanley Cup, but I'm not going to say if this is the team or not that I'm picking. The Nashville Predators are 16-1 to win the Cup. I'm going to put a 20th of a unit on that. I think they have a really good roster from top to bottom. And I think that they can get it done. Okay, now move on to the news and notes for today. So, Jazz Chisholm is still confident in the Yankees. He says the Royals just got lucky. That's a little selfish and mean. I mean, Jazz Chisholm got lucky himself. He was out. So it was kind of like karma in a way that the Royals won that game because of the steal that wasn't, and you know. Derek Carr had an oblique injury during their game against the Chiefs last night. Bad news for the Chiefs. Rashee Rice likely out for the year. That's just brutal for Rashee Rice. So Tua Tagovailoa is set for expert consultation this week. We'll see how that goes. Nico Collins week to week with a hamstring injury. That's brutal for Houston. Panthers lineman Austin Corbett out for the season with the ruptured biceps tendon. 49ers defensive end Yader Gross Matos out 4 to 8 weeks, underwent knee surgery. The Bengals fear that cornerback Dax Hill tore his ACL out for the year. Not great. Robert Saleh says that Aaron Rodgers will be fine. Should be good to play week 8 against the Bills on Monday Night Football. There's reported that Devontae Adams trade could happen soon as the Raiders want to move Adams sometime in the next 48 hours. And then teams rebuff Adams' trade prices. No team is desperate enough to satisfy Raiders' asking price of second-round pick and salary dump. Dave Roberts is unhappy with Manny Machado, and he believes that Machado aimed at him when throwing the ball into the dugout during Game 2. Wendell Carter Jr. got extended 3 years, $59 million. Nice contract for him. Amani Bates of the Cavaliers has a torn meniscus. Will be reevaluated in a month. Alabama defensive end Jaheim Otis enters the portal as he'll redshirt this year before transferring. And Philly's number 1 pitching prospect is going to the Arizona Fall League. What's his name? Andrew Painter. And the biggest news of yesterday, Shams, it's official, going to ESPN to be their NBA senior insider, replacing Adrian Wojnarowski. That's the best hire ESPN can make. And now you have a superpower team with him, Schefter, and Passon. And I called it. I said that Shams was going to replace Woj. I called it that day when I did the emergency podcast. I said that Shams was going to replace Woj, and indeed, I was right. So, that's the big story from yesterday from a media standpoint, and that's it for news and notes. Last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by Kendall. Best bet. Not a lot of options, unfortunately. It's between the baseball games, college football, and I didn't give out any soccer because of time, and then the WNBA game. I'm actually going to go with the WNBA. Oh, or hockey. I could go hockey, too. That's true. I could also go hockey, which would be hard to bet on hockey on opening night. Staring at the Bruins-Panthers under. Kind of think that's the play. It's either that or the over in the WNBA game. I'm going to decide that right now. So the Lynx Sun totals have been high, so even though I'm going to go with my gut, I'm going to go over in the WNBA game. Over 151.5 between the Sun and the Lynx. Those totals are skyrocketed over. I'm going to go with the 20th of a unit on over 151.5 between the Sun and the Lynx for my best bet of the day. So there you have it for the show, and I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything. Look at everything. Tomorrow we have Survivor. Tomorrow, I promise we're going to get to the Masked Singer at some point. I just have been crazy. And then the position player rankings for hockey, obviously, as well. And keep an eye out for the NHL season prediction show. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.